of bills that we're going to hear today because they are late. We're going to begin with Senator Champion, who is on the Zoom. Senator Champion, welcome to the committee. For members and anybody who's paying attention, the reason for this hearing is to understand why the bill is late, and we're not here to debate the substance of the proposal. Welcome to the committee, Senator Champion.
Thank you. All right. Thank you. Thank you, Madam Chair.
And we have before us Senate File 4535, Senator Champion. That is the bill that is before us now.
Thank you, Madam Leader and Chair. This bill is late because we initially had it before our committee. There still needed to be some language and agreements worked out around the bill that took us a little longer than what we initially anticipated. And so that's why it's late. This is for our business recovery initiative, $100 million in money coming from the Minnesota Forward Fund for businesses all across the state that had some impact because of Operation Mitchell Surge. And the only reason, again, while it's late is because we were still working out some language, and that took a little longer than what we anticipated. So thank you.
Thank you, Senator Champion. Members, are there questions for Senator Champion? Senator Johnson.
Thank you. And it's not necessarily to Senator Champion, but it is, again, we've brought up this concern over and over again. How many times we've heard this repetitive excuse? We've got 3 deadlines. We've blown by all 3 of them, and now the agreement comes together. Metro Surge was a operation that happened through December and mostly into January. We saw most of the effects of that operation, and now we have a bill that's moving forward. Once again, it took till past deadlines to do it. Over the years, we've had some years where we end up with, I can't remember what it was, 23 or 24 with 72 bills that were after deadline. And again, we are continuing that sort of practice in this committee. I don't understand why we cannot actually hold to our deadlines. I think at some point we're going to have to reconsider the effect of deadlines if we continue to have these bills that will blow past them and then come to the committee and simply say, oh, I was a little bit late, I'm sorry, let's do this. So this is going to be a rubber stamp for these particular bills. This is a $100 million bill that the senator wants to fund, and I know he's got some different funding mechanisms that he's talking about on this one. But again, we're getting late into session. We've got a considerable amount of things that are happening, and then this committee is going to just rubber stamp $100 million coming out late because they couldn't get it done before third reading or third deadline. So again, this is incredibly frustrating for us in the minority, and I think it should be for those of us who are concerned about the process and the integrity of deadlines. And I just ask that we take a moment to check to see what we're doing here in this committee. I can understand a few of them, but this is getting out of hand.
Madam Chair.
Senator Rest.
Madam Chair, Senator Johnson, I agree with you, but I would also like, and I actually don't know the answer to this question, but a bit of history. When the Republicans were in charge for 6 years, did they have a better record with regard to late bills? And maybe you know the answer, I really don't. But whether, regardless of who's in charge, in terms of the majority, we shouldn't be having this number of late bills. Other bills, as the majority leader has pointed out, that have a requirement to come to the Rules Committee, that have a task force or other study groups that involve legislators, I think it's really appropriate that this be there. This has to be a stop, but certainly not the late bills. But this is the hand we're dealt, and I think we've been dealt it for many years.
Thank you, Senator Rest. Senator Pappas.
Madam Chair, to this point.
Oh, Leader Johnson.
Thank you, Madam Chair. And Senator Rest, and 100% agree with you, or this is the committee of original jurisdiction for some of those bills. And those are, I completely understand where that needs to happen, and I'm open to that. But you asked a little bit about the history, and my staff had pulled this last year on that. And I don't remember the exact numbers, but we were talking in the teens to low single digits depending on the year that it happened on those. So I can get back some of those numbers, but I will say that those numbers have been greatly exceeded over the last couple of years.
Point well taken. Thank you very much, Madam Chair.
Senator Pappas.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I have a different perspective. I think this shows actually some structural problems in the legislature. First of all, we got a late start. We didn't start till mid-February. Then it also demonstrates a huge number of important issues that are before the committees that are complicated and require multiple committee stops in order to do due diligence on the issues. I think our chairs have been, and our members have been very hardworking. Many worked many hours. I'll give you the Judiciary Committee for an example. I think the Tax Committee has worked very hard. I think pensions, we have a very short time window to do pension bills. So there's a lot of committees, Health and Human Services, that have just very complex issues. And I think it means that maybe we need to have longer sessions. Certainly we should be starting earlier during the second year in order to really get the work done that we need to get done, as the leader here says, for the people of Minnesota. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Pappas. Seeing no further questions, Senator Champion moves the provisions of Senate Concurrent Resolution Number 6 be suspended for all further proceedings on Senate File 4535, and that the previous committee report be adopted. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
And those opposed
Aye.
say no.
No.
Motion passed. Thanks, Senator Champion. Next, we'll take up
Thank you.
Senator Limmer. Senator Limmer, Senate File 4244. Welcome to the committee, Senator Limmer. And of course, as we know, we are here to hear not the substance of this proposal, but why it's late.
Madam Chair, if you could speak up just a little bit for me to hear way down here. It
Oh,
would be
Senator
helpful.
Limmer, welcome to the committee. Before us, we have Senate File 4244. Please proceed.
Thank you, Madam Chair. This little bill here has been confused with my future retirement speech on the Senate floor. And even though I won't, well, we're going to try and compress it down to one volume. But nevertheless, the bill before you is Senate File 4244. And it is otherwise affectionately known as the Reviser's Bill. And this is a collection of technical errors in statutes and laws. It corrects erroneous and incomplete cross-references, internal references, grammatical errors, miscellaneous drafting, engrossing, and/or other errors. The reason why this is late, Madam Chair, is this was, despite the fact that we were past deadline in the Judiciary Committee. Senator Pappas mentioned the tremendous workload we have had, particularly this year, in the short year, kind of pushed the Reviser's Bill to the very last day of policy discussion, which was just last week. And other than that, by just seeing the girth of this bill, I would tend to think that the Reviser's office was taking a tremendous amount of time to not only collect the errors and other omissions, but also to accumulate it in a timely manner. I have Mr. Jeff Case here from the Reviser's office if there are any technical questions.
Thank you, Senator Limmer. And it is the case that the Reviser's Office has done a tremendous amount of work this session. And thank you for your explanation for why the bill is late. Senator Pappas.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and I want to add to my thank you to Mr. Case, who's been with us for a long time in the Reviser's Office. But I actually want to rescind my previous comments because there's absolutely no excuse for this bill to be late.
And I, on the other hand.
Senator Rest. Senator Johnson, anything?
I'm good on this one.
Chicken.
All right, all to form. Any questions, members? Seeing no questions, Senator Limmer moves that the provisions of Senate Concurrent Resolution Number 6 be suspended for all further proceedings on Senate File 4244, and that the previous committee report be adopted. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
And those opposed say no, and that motion is adopted. Thank you, Senator Limmer. Senator Westlin. Welcome to the committee, Senator Westlin. You're here with Senate File 4144. As you've heard, you're here to share with us why this bill is late. Please proceed.
Thank you, Madam Chair. This bill is dealing with chemical irritants, and there are two pieces to it. One went through Commerce Committee. This bill was actually initially heard before the deadline in the Judiciary Committee. I believe it was the last bill at 11 o'clock at night after we heard 44-plus bills, and there were questions on this bill that required some answers for members. And by the time we got back onto the schedule, Madam Chair and members, it was past deadline. There was also an amendment that needed to be added to this so that it was passing in tandem with the version of this in the other body. For those who are unfamiliar with this, this came to us from Colin Hortman and their experience following June 14th and trying to get their home cleaned up. And so our intention is to try to have both the Commerce version and Judiciary version move. And so that's sort of how we ended up here. But there were questions, Madam Chair, but we did initially hear the bill before the deadline, and it was laid over.
Thank you, Senator Westlin. Members, do you have questions for Senator Westlin? Okay, seeing no questions, Senator Rest moves that the provisions of Senate Concurrent Resolution Number 6 be suspended for all further proceedings on Senate File 4144 and the previous committee report be adopted. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. And those opposed, say no, and that motion is adopted.
Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Westlin. Senator Maye Quade. We're going to begin, Senator Maye Quade, with Senate File 1961. Welcome to the committee, and introduce yourself and please proceed.
Thank you, Madam Chair, members. Thank you for agreeing to hear about Senate File 1961, the Minnesota Building Families Act. The reason this bill is before the committee today is there was a misunderstanding about this being a finance bill and being heard before the finance deadline on April 17th. This bill was heard before the finance deadline on April 17th, but once it was heard in the Health and Human Services Committee on April 8th and then referred to finance, and it got taken in by rules, it was clear that it was not, in fact, a finance bill. So that is why it's before you today.
Thank you, Senator Maye Quade. Members, do you have questions for Senator Maye Quade? And seeing no questions, Senator Pappas moves that the provisions of Senate Concurrent Resolution Number 6 be suspended for all further proceedings on Senate File 1961, and that the previous committee report be adopted. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Those opposed, say no. And that motion is adopted. Up next is Senate File 3969. Senator Maye Quade.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Members, this is before you in the this one and the next one are for the same reason. Senate File 3969 establishes a crime of grooming and then makes subsequent changes in our mandatory reporter training and our teacher licensure standards. And this bill is in the education finance bill. However, my Republican author in the other body is worried about it getting bogged down in end of session negotiations, and it's a very important bill. And so she has asked that it move standalone. And so it was referred to the Finance Committee for that reason. It was heard before the deadlines, but now has been asked to move alone.
Thank you, Senator Maye Quade. Senator Pappas.
Madam Chair, I'm just confused. You said this is Senate File 3969. On the agenda, it says a different number, 3210. Am I looking at the wrong? Licensing Board reporting requirements.
The next bill that we're hearing is 3210, Senator Pappas.
Oh, it's 1961? No, that's infertility
We're hearing
treatment.
3969.
There is no 3969 on the agenda, is my point. So I just want to correct the agenda,
Yep,
that's all.
I appreciate it. Members, the information is in your packets. and it is on the online agenda.
Okay. Yeah, I got the bill.
Does everybody have what
Only
they
wanna
need?
correct the agenda.
All right. Seeing no questions on Senate File 3969, Senator Marty moves the provisions of Senate Concurrent Resolution Number 6 be suspended for all further proceedings on Senate File 3969, and that the previous committee report be adopted. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
And those opposed say no, and that motion is adopted. Up next is 3210, Senator Maye Quade.
Thank you, Madam Chair. This Senate File 3210 was originally laid over to be possibly included in omnibus, and then it was scheduled for a floor vote in the other body. Similarly to my previous other body author, asked that it move standalone so that if it gets remitted over to the Senate, it will come to the floor instead of to the Committee of Jurisdiction.
Thank you, Senator Maye Quade. Members, do you have questions for Senator Maye Quade? And seeing no questions, Senate File 3210, Senator Marty moves the provisions of Senate Concurrent Resolution Number 6 be suspended for all further proceedings on Senate File 3210, and that the previous committee report be adopted. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
And those opposed say no. And that motion is adopted.
Madam Chair, I'm sorry, I hate to be a stickler. I just would like the agenda to be accurate. So the 3969 was the previous bill. I just think the bill, this one now is mislabeled, number 4. This was 3669, and then 3210 is the discrimination based on disability. So there actually is a 3210 that we're doing. So just want to correct the agenda.
Just not that.
Yes, it
Ms.
was omitted, right. That was it.
Ms. Carlson, can you repeat that, please, into the mic and for the record?
Senate File 3969 was just incidentally omitted from the agenda, but it is on the online agenda if you need the language to look at or the committee report.
All square? Thank you for the eagle eye. There are more than one eagle eye in this committee. Up next, then, Senator Maye Quade is Senate File 1119.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Excitingly, this bill, I guess, is probably so late that it's actually early. We passed this off of the Senate floor in a judiciary omnibus last year. It didn't survive conference committee. This year, the other body did decide to move the bill, and they are up for a vote rather soon. And so we just moved the Senate file, which was still sitting in Commerce, out of Commerce to General Order, so that when it comes over from the other body, it can come to the floor instead of to that committee.
Thank you, Senator Maye Quade. Are there questions for Senator Maye Quade? And seeing no questions, Senator Pappas moves the provisions of Senate Concurrent Resolution Number 6 be suspended for all further proceedings on Senate File 1119, and that the previous committee report be adopted. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
And those opposed say no.
Thank you.
And that is adopted. Thank you very much, Senator Maye Quade. Up next is Senator Kunesh. Welcome to the committee, Senator Kunesh. You are here to tell us why Senate File 5000 is late.
Thank you, Madam Chair and members. This bill is a per pupil funding to public schools, charters, and private schools on a one-time basis for school safety purposes. This bill is a little bit late because we wanted to make sure that we included all of the stakeholders in putting together this language. We know that this is a time of year where it takes a little bit longer for these jackets to return to us. We did hear it in Education Finance as soon as it was introduced, and so we're hoping that you will approve this because it really can't wait another year.
Thank you, Senator Kunesh. Senator Rest.
Yes, I do believe.
Senator Kunesh.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I do believe it will possibly be rolled into the public safety bill.
Are there other questions for Senator Kunesh? All right. Seeing no further questions, Senator Frantz moves that the provisions of Senate Concurrent Resolution Number 6 be suspended for all further proceedings on Senate File 5000, that the previous committee report be adopted. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. And those opposed say no. And that motion is adopted.
Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Kunesh. We are waiting for Senator McEwen, who is en route. And so we'll just linger for one moment. I will say that I know that we're going to have at least one more rules hearing, and hopefully this week, for matters that are substantive for this committee. I hope that this is the last of said late bills, although even the substantive bills that come before the committee are considered late, in case you're keeping track. Leader Johnson. Full transparency, just want to be very candid and honest with you. Okay. We'll have to ask Senator McEwen 2 questions about lateness.
Online, it looks like it.
Any sense how much longer?
She's right there. 2 seconds.
Welcome to the committee, Senator McEwen. We are ready for you. Senator McEwen is here with Senate File 3720, which is the Work Comp Advisory Council bill. Senator McEwen, welcome to the committee. You only need to tell us why the bill is late or its purpose. You could also tell us why you're late, but you don't need to do that part. I'm only kidding. Welcome to the committee.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair. Here I thought I was running ahead of time, and I'm walking in a little bit late, so my apologies. Madam Chair, members, the bill before you is the bill that is produced out of the conversations from the Workers' Compensation Advisory Council. So this is a bipartisan council. It is made up of members from industry and also members from labor. It also has representatives from the Senate and from the House. They hammer out differences in issues that arise in our workers' compensation statutes. And they come up with changes that they recommend for the betterment of our system. This is the bill that they produced. It is often pushing the deadline right to the edge, and we did hear it in labor as soon as it was available at our first opportunity. So that is what we are here to present. We ask respectfully that you would allow us to proceed.
Thank you, Senator McEwen. Other questions for Senator McEwen? All right, then, seeing no questions, Senator Frantz moves the provisions of Senate Concurrent Resolution Number 6 be suspended for all further proceedings on Senate File 3720, and that the previous committee report be adopted. All those in favor, please say aye. And those opposed say no. And that motion is adopted. And this meeting is adjourned. Thank you.
Thank you, members.